Sonic's had it rough for years. After his golden era on the Sega Genesis, Sega's had a hard time finding their footing with the Blued Fur mascot. They put out games that have ranged from terrible to less terrible-ish, really. He's had something of a renaissance in 2010 though, starting with the better-than-expected Sonic All-Stars Racing earlier this year and Sonic 4 Episode 1 last month. And now, with Sonic Colors, Sega has saved what might be the best for last. The first truly modern-feeling Sonic game. And all they had to do was take some lessons from platformers past to do it. Sonic Colors is simply one of the best looking Wii games of the year. Full of vivid color, super detailed backgrounds, and excellent animation, it's also the best Sonic has ever looked. Sonic Colors takes place in a bizarre interstellar amusement park created by Eggman, by enslaving alien creatures called Wisps and chaining their planet and several others to a space station. This has given the developers the excuse to create a huge amount of visual variety in Sonic Colors, from a casino-inspired tropical resort to a crazy space elevator. Sonic Colors also has some of the best music the series has seen since Sonic 2 on the Genesis. More importantly though, the cast of characters has been greatly reduced, refocusing attention primarily on Sonic and Tails, and the story is better for it. Sega has also completely changed the series' voice cast. I haven't been this not irritated by a Sonic game story since he started speaking, and that's an achievement. More impressive than Sonic Colors' presentation, though, is the evolution seen in its gameplay. Sonic Colors starts by establishing better physics that lend themselves to much tighter, more precise control. The game isn't just homing attacks and holding forward anymore. Sonic Colors does an excellent job of mixing together the crazy spectacle we've grown used to, with some really well-designed platforming that surprisingly evokes some of Sonic's well-known competition. A chubby red plumber with a red M on his hat comes to mind. The big addition here are the Wisps. Each color of Wisp grants Sonic a different, temporary power. Yellow Wisps give Sonic the ability to drill through soft ground, for example, while Cyan Wisps let Sonic turn into a laser that bounces off surfaces and more. There are 8 colors in all, and almost all of them add interesting quirks to Sonic's basic gameplay. With these new abilities comes generally fantastic level design that will often test even the most dedicated fan of platformers, though sometimes this challenge is actually a little too much. Later in the game, I ran into a number of ridiculous difficulty spikes that had me throwing my Wiimote nunchuck across my desk. Sections like this are Sonic Colors' main problem. Unlike other major platformers this generation, you'll need to finish every stage in each world in order to progress there. You're gonna have to suck it up and deal with the frustration, and there are points where the game just isn't fun anymore. This is really too bad, because otherwise, Sonic Colors has some of the best replay value of any game in the series. As you gain access to new Wisp abilities later in the game, you can go back to earlier levels and use them to find entirely new paths. And the myriad of red rings hidden in each stage unlock a number of challenge levels that can be played cooperatively with a friend. I'll be honest though, the co-op isn't great. It's much more confusing and frustrating than it is fun. One screen is not enough for 2 Sonics. Sonic Colors is a dizzying combination of the distantly familiar memories you have of the first few Sonic games, combined with thoughtful level design and excellently implemented new power-up abilities. It's one of the biggest surprises of the year. As a blueprint for the future of Sonic, Colors delivers and then some. For more on Sonic Colors, check out IGN.com.